everybody? Welcome back. We are back. I am back. Everyone's back, and I am happy to be here. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday, getting ready for the weekend. Welcome to the Nooner Show, number 4. And we'll be talking about The Boys today, season 1, and also what they have in store for us for season 2, because they are already in the middle of shooting it. Got some great people in the chat already, but I have some awesome people on the panel as well. And without further ado, I will introduce them. As always, ladies first. Sasa, aka MackenzieLBurns. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, Johnny. Yeah, it's the shows. I just kind of caught up with it, and I thoroughly enjoy it. There's some things where it's just like, ugh, but other times you're just like, well, this is really cool because I haven't read the graphic novel yet, but I may be intrigued to go and see the differences and like almost do a comparison. But yeah, I'm doing very well, and thank you for having me on your channel. And yes, formally welcome back because I know you were on with me on Wednesday, but to have you back on your channel is just awesome.
Yeah, and if you don't know, I've been working hard on Patreon. I got my crazy crew up there, and if I spelt your name wrong, please let me know. If I left you out, you definitely have to beat the living shit out of me. But I don't think I did, even though I am super paranoid about all this stuff. Damn, we got an awesome chat, but let me introduce Fandom D Saint. Doesn't have the bird flu anymore. I will stop calling him that, and I know that will make him very happy. What's going on, man?
It will make me freaking happy. Damn it. Got people in the freaking other chats be saying, oh, freaking fandom, are you okay, man? We heard you had the bird flu. I'm like, what do you mean? It was a joke. Like, oh my gosh. Like, oh, it was just ridiculous. But hey, all Fandom D saying here, can't wait to talk about the boys with Johnny Be Crazy or Mackenzie. And Mackenzie, I don't think you should be like reading the comic. It's way darker. Like I read like the first 3 issues and I'm just like, yo, the show. They watered that down. They truly did. Especially that freaking first episode what happened with freaking Starlight and how they did that from the comics was even like, oh my gosh. Yo. But yes, even talking to people in the damn live chat. Let's just get to it. The boys, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between the sexual situations in the show and in the graphic novel. That's been made a big deal of, and I think they actually handled it very well, according to most people. So, some people see this as a little bit too PC sometimes, but I see it as more of them reflecting what's going on in popular culture because I see things going both ways. The only thing that I do see them kind of bashing here is religion, but we'll get into that, even though that is a hot topic. First off, we start this shit off with a bang. He was having a great time with his girlfriend, right? Then boom goes the dynamite. A Train just comes through there, man, and I don't know. It's hard to even describe the situation, but this show starts you off running through the gauntlet, so to speak, of gory deaths. I feel like this is a horror movie Watchmen series. Uh, any thoughts on that, Fandom? We'll go back to you since you started this combo.
Yes, like Huey is freaking girl whose name escapes you right now. I'm pretty much trying to look through like freaking IMDb for her name. But her death. And it was like they're pretty much getting ready to like, move in with each other. And the way how he even like set up, it was just so calm. I'm just like, okay, is something bad gonna happen at like next turn? And like literally, like one step off the curve, zoom, freaking A Train just freaking kills her. I was like, really? And he was still holding on to her. Like, it's like almost like every episode
You
they
think he
give you a
kept her
freaking
hands
type of
like?
death, man.
Oh, sorry, sorry. I was just
But
gonna
yeah,
say,
like
you think
every
he kept her
episode, there's
hands?
like, okay, you freaking talk, man. Just talk.
I keep messing up, man. No, go ahead. I screwed up. I was trying to throw a joke in there.
But yeah, like every episode is gonna be like some type of freaking like crazy death, and that's like for episode one was the death of like Huey's girlfriend.
Yeah, it's what I see in Huey is a classic villain origin story, but it's gonna go the opposite way with this show. You know what I mean?
Because I thought that was gonna happen when he was like kind of like having like a mini heart attack or something. Like, wait a minute, his powers are awakening or something. But now it's a regular heart attack.
Sasa, I'll let y'all talk, I swear. I can't help being back on the mic. Don't
No,
stare
no,
at my avatar, BBM.
no, it's okay. Yeah, because this show, like, because you're kind of, when that scene happens, you're kind of wondering, like, why is this show called The Boys and stuff like that. And then, because they, like, lightly introduce the superhero aspect in the beginning. And then it just, like, when she's literally, like, run through by a train, you're just like, wait, what? And yeah, like, because it's Amazon, they're able to kind of make it more gory. But I think they did a good job, and like you're both kind of saying, it does set up his sort of adventure with the boys and kind of like taking on this rebellious act almost because, yeah, he really cared about, I think her name was Robin, and she like was a big part of his life. But then if she didn't die, how would her story, like this whole thing would have been different? Like, that's the thing. Sometimes people have to die.
Sometimes people have to die.
To like, because then he wouldn't have like went on this adventure and probably gotten to where he was with Starlight. So yeah, it's a yin and yang, and it just sucks that she was run through by a superhero who's meant to save her, or people anyway.
And to touch on what you said earlier, Mackenzie, it's like the way how they just started off with the superhero aspect. That's like how like the pretty much the world of the boys like pretty much like views the superheroes as these like nice people who have superpowers who pretty much saves the day, and then they just transition to like the death of Huey's girlfriend, which pretty much like shows like, wait a minute, it's not just like typically just black and white here. We're dealing with some type of serious issues, which is a smart play.
Yeah, and the way he just like I don't have time for this. I don't and just took off as well. I mean, it throws you for a loop immediately. Let me give a shout out to everyone in the chat really quick before we get too far into this. Braavosi Broadcast, what's up? Definitely go check out that channel. I think it's linked in the descriptions because she was possibly going to pop on today, but I think she's being bad and working. Nancy T, I got to give you all the hearts in the world because big hearts, the blanket maker. And not only just that, you're a fucking awesome person. One of the greatest people I've ever met. And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Katrin C, from my point of view, what is up? Thank you so much for being awesome. And Katrin C's got a channel. Go check it out for real. Go check out Katrin C's channel. She talks about Sansa Stark, of course, and Fear the Walking Dead, which is a hot new show. Dark Mother, what is good? Yeah, you can tell people we had like a date together or whatever and watched The Boys. You know, whatever you want to do, Dark Mother. Bobbi Catalano, big hearts. Matter of fact, next episode of the Nooner Show, be giving away these keychains here. There's a couple different things that Bobbi made for me. So be on the lookout for that on the next Nooner Show. Might have 2 of them next week. And let's see, get through. Steve York, what is good, man? Go check out Geek Folk 1. Dornish Dan, what is good, my man? Al, Red Sox fan, got his fart in a bucket. From the Cylon Johns, the prince that wasn't promised, what is good? Kaci C, what is good? So happy you can make it with us. Let's see, I think that's it. If I missed you, yell at me in the chat. You know how it goes. All right, so
Robin, that's her name. Damn it, Robin.
Yeah.
That was irking me.
Yeah, it's like Robin and then Rebecca. It's like everybody would just want like our names today. It's just like, what?
Yes, I'll start off with this. Who's your favorite character? Not necessarily like, oh, I want to be this. Like, who's your favorite character to watch? And we'll go with Sasa first on this one. Just put her on the spot.
I really, even though this character says a lot of words that there's some of the words that John says I really do like Billy, because it's just like an out of out of the box, but it's not like a character that's like would be like someone stereotypical for a type of show like this. Almost is like he fits it, but not at the same time. And plus, he's like no nonsense. Well, everybody else is just like, I want to run away. Once the real shit hits the fan, kind of thing. But he's like, no, we're not running away. But he's also dealing with crap, which is to be expected based off of what is revealed later on in the episode.
Sorry. Also, you got to remember the Spice Girls, okay? So anybody that forgets about the Spice Girls, that is just shame on you, because they are the best group ever. But you split them up and they're shit, right? So no, I do like that pick. I mean, oh man, what he did to Haley Joel.
I mean, once you sometimes people like I said, sometimes outlive their character arc, and it's just that was the one person that they had to kill somebody and couldn't keep. Yeah,
I'd say that's a good choice. Fandom D Saint, and I swear I will not interrupt you. I promise. Scout's
That's a
honor.
lie. That's a lie. But favorite character, like there's like a lot of freaking good characters in this show, and the actors like pull it off greatly. If anything, I'd probably have to say Huey, just the way how he even like starts off. Which one? He still didn't even ask for. He didn't get that freaking raise, man. Like, god damn it! I was hoping he was gonna get that freaking raise, and he never does. Like, hopefully he gets it. Like, he's like the only other worker in that shop. I think he like did like leave that job though. I think when he told Starlight that, but I don't know if he was actually being honest. But if he did, hopefully he gets to like another job where he actually can get a raise there. But with his character, how he like starts off, or he just like his father, played by Simon Pegg, like he said like, oh, you don't have that fight. You might as well just quit, just sign the papers and get the money. But he just kept on persevering because he knew like what happened with Robin was just like injustice. And then seeing how he just transitions, and then we get that moment where he's like they're talking to like the former leader of the boys. I forgot her name, but she was pretty much telling him like, "Hey, like vengeance, like don't go down this path." And when the time presented itself, when freaking A Train is dying, and he just freaking saved him, like, wow, like, I mean, that was like that's something. Because even in that situation, I probably would have let A Train fucking die, but he said, "You know what? Let me actually go save him." Even like Starlight was like, "You sure you want to do this? He's still gonna be chasing after you." And he just like, that's a freaking hero right there. There's like two heroes. There's like multiple heroes, but like of them, like it's like Starlight and freaking Huey for the decisions that they're actually making. So freaking if what was it, Homelander was there, he'd be like, "I'll kill him, just let him die," and just walks away.
I mean, Homelander would have probably wouldn't even have put him out of his misery. Would have just kind of did that creepy ass smile. I got him up there on the screen, you guys. If y'all could see Homelander just eyeballing my Patreon. But that is a really good point too, because that shows a really, really strong character there. And the fact this guilt he's feeling from blowing the shit out of Translucent. I think this is a good segue. But really quick, I'll tell y'all mine. The Deep. This complicated weirdo. And I don't like the dude, but I like this story and this fucking just weird, insane. It's almost like how real life happens. You couldn't write it. It's so crazy. And his affinity with dolphins. He talks to the therapist about putting lipstick around the blowhole of an inflatable dolphin. Then goes to break one out of ocean world or ocean land. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But, oh my gosh, the touching moment where they locked eyes. And then at least the dolphin got put out of its misery, I guess. And then he just sits in the road for like a while over the fucking nasty, gory remains of the dolphin. I thought it was pretty hilarious. And he gets gill raped later, but we'll get into that. Let's talk about Huey and Translucent. And that was a big deal. I don't think he made that decision lightly to kill him and how much it affects him. But did you see this coming? I thought they were going to shove something down his mouth. But yeah, this black hole sun thing presents itself as well. And
Before we entered the whole like Translucent thing, your favorite character was the Deep or something, or was it a different character?
It was the Deep, yeah.
That's your get out of here.
I don't like him.
Take the mic, man.
No, I said the story is the funniest and the most entertaining to me. That's the one I enjoy the most. Like, I don't agree with his morals or his bestiality and whatever the hell he tried to do with Starlight. Like, I don't agree with that. But his story is the most entertaining to me
Well,
because
he's
it's
like
so insane.
almost like his like poor man's Aquaman almost, but it's like more gills. So it's just like, why what? It's also funny.
I always
Well,
go
like
with the weird choices anyway.
and plus half the yeah, I can see that, and with like some of the weird things that he does, and like half the time he's like talking to fish, and then like sometimes every time he like saves them, they end up dying. Because I remember he like goes into like the store with the lobster, and he wants to
The
save.
Yeah.
lobster man.
He just took him out and he was like, wait. And it just like, oh, I was like, damn, man, just stop. Just go back in your hotel room and just chill.
That's my boy there. Now.
So it's
This
like,
Andy done went and shaved his whole body. This is like your classic depressed. I
That
mean,
reminded
he's
me of
just
Britney
going down this
Spears.
dark
I thought they
hole.
were gonna like transition to like a Britney Spears song or something,
Yes,
but that's what they failed at.
you were thinking that too. Oh my gosh, he did the whole. Oh my
and then
gosh,
it's like,
BBL.
and then it's like you're almost making yourself more aerodynamic in the water, even though you don't really like go in the water. It's like trying to make yourself more aerodynamic by trying to shave your head.
I mean, I do find it weird, but it's also interesting, intriguing, and very different how they put the gills on his body that way, and the way they looked and how they were moving. And I guess he gets payback for what he's done in the past by what this woman does to him. But I'm sorry, I almost feel violated when this scene's happening. What y'all think about that shit? Now he's also in Sandusky, Ohio. You think they chose that name for no reason? I don't think so. Some Penn State action. So they're using a lot of current events and mixing it, showcasing it in this episode, for better or worse. Not episode, but series. Go ahead.
Yeah, they just pretty much put him in the middle of nowhere at this point. Like, I never heard of this place or so. If it is actually exists, my bad. But yeah, it was pretty much made sense because even at one point when they heard about the military and stuff, he even thought that, oh, I'm actually gonna go out there and like lead my own like platoon or what is it? I forgot like what he specifically says, and he's like, no, that's not gonna happen for you. It's like what you pretty much did to Starlight just ruined everything. It pretty much was a domino effect. Immediately, you have people like throwing like what was it? Like a cement block or so, like at his freaking car. Then later on, he pretty much gets raped himself, which was still freaking even messed up. I was like, really? Even and it was just painful to even watch because you're just digging right into his freaking gills.
Ow, 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 ow.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah, I think also too they probably put him there because he was be like landlocked almost because it's Ohio, so he'd be kind of like almost landlocked because there would be water besides ocean land or whatever. And
Yeah.
Oh, so that kind of was smart though. Then
yeah, and also with the whole thing, because didn't he want to rebel against his marketing campaign, which was
Yeah.
Oceanland? He's like, and he's like, I want to like boycott Oceanland, and it's just like you're the face of Oceanland whatever it was 2019 or whatever the fall campaign for Oceanland. It's just like because he's like, I don't care. But yeah, he's like a good character to just be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Compared to what could you do to have him like compared to fucking Homelander? So yeah, it's just you gotta have someone who's like it's okay.
Yeah, I think Dark Mother Sandusky is on a great lake. Is it Lake Superior or is it? I can't remember what lake it is now. Or Erie. I can't remember. It's one of those. So there's a good point. He has to be near water somewhat. I don't know what he's gonna do, besides talk to some Chinook salmon or something in there. Do you think he can speak to ghosts, like dead shipwrecks under the water? Let me welcome Danny McKay and Sauntevia Major to the chat. What is good? Welcome, my friends. Like Erie, thank you, Dark Mother. And someone gave us the name. I think the prince was a promise. Gave us Madeline. Is the name of that you were looking for that woman, BBM, that I can't remember even who it
Madeline.
is now. But I think. Oh yeah, the woman that started the boys or whatever.
No, Madeline
Or is
was it Madeline
Madeline?
Steelwell? I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's some other
Madeline's
name.
Homelander's
Yeah, I think it's
breast
another
milk.
name. I'll look it up.
Anyways, yeah, I can get it right here. But I guess let's get in translucent. Since I
Eva
got
was
it,
Grace was her name.
that might be it.
Something. So many names.
I'll figure it out. I can look it up right now while we talk about this stuff. I got a cheat sheet, I think. Uh, we kind of figure out what they're all about and how serious this is. He goes and puts this down tracking device inside the offices of the Seven, and Translucent sees him because this guy's a pervert as well. This show is full of perverts. So he's naked, standing in the bathroom, watching for whoever, and he happens to see Huey. So they get in a good fight. I find that something interesting is Billy Butcher, on a strength level, is right there with Translucent. And yeah, it takes some electricity to get him down. I find the mechanics of how his physiology works pretty awesome as well, that they had to overcome some of those situations. And it's the classic ending that you would want for a Peeping Tom. What do y'all think?
Yeah, it was a great ending, But I wonder if he truly is on the strength of Translucent, because he did hit him with the car, so he wasn't like 100%. So I don't know. It's possible, but yeah, it was a fitting end because like that's how he was introduced to him. I believe that was it. I think that was, or maybe they had that commercial with not commercial him on the talk show. I think was first. But either way, it's just like I don't know. We see Starlight and Queen Maeve talking in the bathroom, and then she's like seriously translucent, and then next thing you know, we pretty much see him like really. And is that even like a co-ed bathroom or something? Because later on, we see Hughie like go in the bathroom, then we see Starlight come in. So it's either it was Hughie just nervous and he went in the girl's bathroom, or it's a co-ed bathroom. Like I don't know.
Well, because at what was it, the airport, or whatever, there is like gendered bathrooms there. So maybe at the offices they're not. Which I mean, try to be more inclusive, but at the same time, if this show, like John says, is about perverts, they'll just like do anything to like be in the other bathroom or whatever. They'll sneak their way in.
So Huey went into a freaking girl's bathroom. They was just that nervous. Damn it. Just damn it, Huey.
Oh, damn it, Hewitt. And I looked it up really quick. It's Grace Mallory. She's
There we go. So it is Grace.
ex-CIA
Okay.
operative, basically. Her grandchildren were killed by a superhero, Lamplighter. These are some of the stupidest
Damn,
names.
Trevor. Was this Trevor, right? Who was the guy who was like a drug addict, kind of, and he's never follows the plans?
I don't know. Maybe. But
Because literally, he was like, when they found out about the Compound V, he was like, oh, let me go try it. I'm like, dude, don't try it.
Yeah, well, we'll see what comes of that. I think that's a little bit of them saying, hey, someone's trying it next season. I think we're going to have one of the boys, more than likely, in my opinion, it's going to be Huey that gets endowed with this. But I could be wrong. Billy Butcher may do this to be able to get his revenge somehow, right? He's got to be able to fight for what he is. And if
revenge, really, I don't know.
I don't,
we get to it, we'll talk about it as we talk about it right now.
Yeah, let's get into it. Oh, his mindset, because he's poisoned by revenge here, in my opinion. And go ahead, man. Let me hear that spiel on it, fandom.
Because we heard like Homelander squeaky clean supposedly, and then like that freaking last scene, episode 1, and then later on we hear that Homelander raped my wife, which pretty much then calls like her to be like missing for X amount of years, and it's like she's just presumed dead, like she committed suicide. And then the whole thing was pretty much him being, on this revenge trip. Like, I need to get freaking revenge on Homelander. And even how Homelander kind of puts it, it's like, did he rape her? Did he not rape her? We don't have that freaking full story yet. And then we see that she's alive. So I don't even know there. It's like, I don't know if it's like completely justifiable or not.
And then there was that also thing that she didn't die, because then Homelander was told that she didn't die by suicide, but she died by childbirth or whatever, which could be believable or whatever, because she did get pregnant. But I wonder what the gestation period is like for a superhero. Like,
Because the
baby.
baby did grow like accelerated rate,
It's
and
like,
that's what like caused it. But even then, like the actor who's even telling it, and I remember him from like Gotham, and he was like played and like the baby had to like survive because the way how he was like, oh, well, you were a failure to me. And he's like saying like, oh, because I like separated you from your parents and stuff and just raised you in the lab is like pretty much created you. So just having like the child of Homeland that could potentially have his own ability.
Happened with Homelander and Madeline, that sex scene, I don't feel like he's man enough to rape anyone, if that makes sense. He's like a boy when it comes to sex. So I think
um,
that basically is what happened in that room. I think he's right about the starstruck thing. I'm pretty sure she didn't feel happy time 3 times or whatever. But you know, I she was in there for 3 hours, if I'm correct, and it seems to me they probably got it on quick and talked for a long time, and then he may have even had feelings for her, and then she was just taken away. There's besides his childhood, there's other things that have pushed him down this dark psychopathic path. Unless you're just gonna throw mental illness in there, which I can't rule out, but I could see Homelander because he's so childlike doing something good eventually, but not for the right reason, if that makes sense.
yeah, I think, yeah, it could be that weird thing where it was perceived to be as like rape, but it wasn't in a sense. But then at the same time, then what? So then it means that his Rebecca, or whatever her name was, liked Homelander that way and saw through his flaws, I guess, and was like, but then that's having an affair with a superhero. So I mean, is that like, because like then that could pull that out of left field because she was the only scenes like we see of her besides like the scenes where she's like in the hospital like dying or whatever is when she's really in love with her husband. So it's, I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but at the same time, it's like, because he said he didn't know his own strength, so maybe it's like he didn't know that, or he didn't realize that it maybe was rape, but she felt like it was. Maybe, I don't know.
But today and age, like anything could just simply be rape. So who knows? But yeah, they could just do that twist where in reality it wasn't just rape; it was like a one night stand thing. Like he was telling like Butcher, it was like, oh, she had a crush on me, and like one thing led to another. So and then this could just be like the twist, and it's like, okay, so it's all this time what he's been pretty much fueled in with vengeance didn't really happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no satisfaction for him there.
But he can still like go after like soups though. That could still be like the thing that he can still do because there are some soups that are still corrupted and whatnot. But like, what was it? Madeline Cheese dead and freaking I believe it's kind of hinted that he killed the doctor that was like working the labs who's retired because he said like I squeezed information out of him and we know like you said like he doesn't know his like own strength so he's like potentially dead. So I think the people who pretty much came up with all this stuff like are gone.
I don't know what lovely stuff is, but Homelander had to talk for at least 2 hours and 45 minutes of that 3 hours they were in the room together because he only lasts for 3 seconds. So, and the show's going to take a different route with the sexual angles anyway. That's kind of the big deal they're going with that. Just like we'll get into season 2, they're introducing a neo-Nazi woman character named Stormfront, which is in the graphic novels. Actually, a Nazi super soldier and a man in the graphic novels. But
actually, that kind of reminds me of a Kick-Ass too. Wasn't there like a neo-Nazi or something type woman,
probably.
or was she a Russian? I gotta relook at it now.
I think it was Russian.
It was Russian. Okay, never mind.
It was that Russian chick. She was like,
okay, so she was Russian.
like
okay, I thought she
super
was
bad.
German for some reason.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, that woman was scary, man. She's I always kill people with her legs, like crush them between
Yeah,
her
I was
thighs.
like,
It's like, what's going on, man?
oh, it was effective.
Yeah, Lauren, you have to jump on here next time we talk about the boys. Yeah, open invitation in episode club. Give you a little ASMR from Johnny. All right, so what are we getting into? I think Homelander's just a piece of shit, man. He's childlike psychopath.
And then also like the Maeve person, he like corrupts her a bit too in some aspects, like the plane. When they're like, the plane, we didn't make it. It's like, you were there, but you just didn't want to be a superhero. It's like, that scared me a little bit, the plane. That whole thing.
Because you look at that scene again, it's like, was he like being honest? Like, if he even tried anything, like, would it have done anything?
Maybe, but like at the same time, it's like, you're a superhero. Like, maybe you should be able to save people. Like, that's your job quota, especially if you're fake Superman.
Fake Superman. Take care, Lauren. And Kaci C says Homelander's like a mix of Chucky and Captain America.
No. That Homelander pretty much reminds me of the Superman in the Injustice storyline. Like after the Joker like killed Lois Lane, he pretty much just went mad and he just started like just killing like all like the freaking people in
Yes.
jail and then going after terrorists and stuff like that, pretty much trying to take over. So it's almost like he's like that step heading down like that route. It was actually pretty much well done. They did it like pretty much everyone in the 7, except for like Starlight and the Black Noir. Like that's like one superhero where it's like we haven't seen anything shady on him yet. So I'm guessing they're just like waiting for season 2 to explore it. Because according to Billy Butcher, everyone has like some type of dirty past on the 7.
He can get down on that piano though. He's like, get out of here, bitch.
Yeah.
And he just sat down. Black Noir. What do you do? Nobody knows. Gutting folks with his blades though, I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
The weird thing is, and that name is Black.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's what noir means.
Yeah.
Noir.
Oh my gosh. It's pretty much a play on Batman, but okay.
Yeah, it's definitely intentionally done that way. The woman, what did y'all think about the woman? This is maybe one of my second favorite characters. She ends
was
up
it Kimiko?
Kamiko, yeah. They always just have her listed as the woman, even though she has a damn name. It doesn't matter where you look.
I thought
she's
they
listed
listed her as the
as the woman.
female.
The female,
That's
my
what
bad.
it
I said the
yeah.
woman. See, I'm sexist.
I learned
'cause I said
after
that.
watching this that's the same actress who played Katana in Suicide Squad. Even there,
Is
she's
it?
hardly talk, and she doesn't even hardly talk in the show. She's like pretty much a mute. Ever since the
Maybe
whole
she
situation.
doesn't have that good English. Who knows? She's a good actor, though.
Mm-hmm.
And facial
That's an actor.
expressions.
And then I'm curious if like one of the I'm curious if her brother, because she mentions like she just wants to meet her brother again, and I wonder if he too was dosed with Compound V, and you might see like a fight scene between the two. That would be interesting if they do go that route of it.
Yeah, your classic family members on separate sides of the fight or whatever. And he could, like you said, like be actively fighting for the terrorist, so to speak, right now, which Homelander took it upon himself to give them the Compound V. Hey, if you're a badass, you need someone to fight, or it's no fun having all those powers, I guess.
Season after season after season. It's almost like they were just talking to Amazon. It's like, yo, we just created like a whole bunch of freaking superpower villains here. We can fight them season after season after season. What? Oh, smart play. Oh yeah, the showrunner is the same guy who makes like Supernatural. On
It
CW.
is Eric Kripke.
I was like, yes, keep it coming with these freaking shows, man. He did an excellent job yet again.
Supernatural is good for as low budget as it is and what it is. Yes, you can say, damn it, too many seasons. Just wrap it up, B. To give them the wrap it
They
up
are
box.
this season, man. Season 15, the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, only 42 seasons. What's up, Tubbs? How's it going, bud? What were we talking? Oh yeah, we're talking about the female. So we get first introduced to her. She's just punching the guts out of folks. You know what I'm talking about? I don't ever want to get hit in the liver by this woman. I don't. It's like her hand will go straight through. And then she has this encounter with A Train. And my God, has anyone ever played a head like a drum? Billy Butcher did his best impression of the A Train when he made Haley Joel Osment see more than dead people. Check out my podcast on the Fandom 3. I talk about the top 5 crazy deaths.
That was messed up. I was like, what is he gonna freaking do to him? And he was just bashing. I'm like, oh my gosh. But hell,
The
he
poor
snitched on us.
the poor person that walked in after that whole thing, like, and just saw the body, just like, oh, Jay.
Just say he shit his brains out. There you go.
Think about the custodian. And poor guy. What a job. I would quit. I'd walk in there like,
And that's
I'm
still,
calling the
like,
cops.
the
I quit.
airport, I was always confused because I know, like, they were talking, like, because it's, like, weird lighting that they always get in that one scene. It's, like, very yellow, the lighting that, like,
Was it an airport though? It was a train station.
is it? I don't know, because I always see suitcases.
Subway. Either way, it's
Yeah,
all the same.
it was like a subway.
Some type of terminal. There you go.
Yeah, it could be Grand Station Terminal.
Yeah, probably.
So on TV, I don't like your back talk down there. Subway. Psh. No, just kidding. No. Much love, Sauntevia. Give you the whispers. All right. So I can't get creepy because we're talking about like a sexually weird show. So let's keep going here. Ooh, the plane scene where they let all those people die. That's when you get more into a scope of what's really going on here. And what I liked about this is Homelander talking about why he couldn't stop the plane mid-flight. Like it would explode, then like the physics of it. So it isn't just like Superman, oh, he's going to go stop the plane. Well, because you can't do that. There's not enough surface area on his hands to actually stop it without it just still crashing anyways. I thought that was pretty cool. And then Queen Maeve, she set up to do a moment to try to kill Homelander, in my opinion. I think she's going to die trying to kill Homelander. This will solidify other people's stances, maybe make them switch sides. Some of the boys may have some superheroes on their sides besides Starlight. And I think that may be what comes of that. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about the plane scene and anywhere you want to branch out to that?
It seems like the whole with Maeve's seeing Starlight and then with the whole airplane situation, it seems like she just may sway until either the boys' side or just like maybe even like leave the 7. Because she even mentions to like Starlight, like I was once just like you, and then I pretty much turned, and now it seems like she wants to. Because she even like goes to her ex's house just to try to like tell her something, and that didn't even like pan out the way it did. And even Homelander was like, "Oh, if you like find someone else again, I would imagine like what I would do to them." So it's like even the girlfriend just showing up to work, I'm just like worried for her because if like Homelander freaking finds out, like she's dead.
Yeah. That's it. Let me say Dornish Dan's comment, but I got a question coming off that because that's a good point. Dornish Dan says Superman can do anything with his hands and do it well. Ask Lois. I guess I have to agree. I've seen some examples of the show that sex with Superman will probably kill you, but if you go on the Homelander example, hey, I guess not.
Yeah, but you go look at Luke Cage, like Luke Cage, even Jessica Jones. Like occasionally might hurt, but they're still like their sex partners are still alive.
Yeah, very true.
Oh,
Sasa?
speaking of Jessica Jones, the chick who played Starlight, like she was in Jessica Jones. Like she had a Kilgrave's baby, but she ended up dying though.
Yeah, I'm actually binging some Jessica Jones right now. Binging a lot of shows. I got Amazon Prime and Netflix now, so I'm just going crazy.
All the shows, all the time.
I got the Prime free 30-day trial. If you haven't did it, just go check it out. You get 30 days for free. And,
and sometimes they give you an extra 30 days. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Gotta do it.
I think with Queen Maeve, I think like with the whole airplane scene, like she tried to, she had those like those feelings of like we have to save the people, and he was like no, which was very like probably difficult for her because just because the fact of like how there's people like literally begging them to save them, and it was like not working. And because also she also has a complicated relationship history because she has the ex-girlfriend and then she has Homelander. But yeah, it's like
Tubbs thrown. Sorry. I'm
What?
sorry, Sasa. That was bad. Let me try to mute here.
it's okay. Um, yeah, it's just that like it's one of those things where she's trying at the same time to like do the right thing, but also stay like as like close to Homelander as possible almost because she knows that they have to act like how he acts, but not like Starlight almost because Starlight's like more naive and she's like a young superhero. So it's like in that aspect. But she wants to like I'm surprised like because she is a like a like a break off of like Wonder Woman and Superwoman that she's not like as much more female empowerment almost, and she's just like I don't care half the time, which I was
Yeah, she did care. She got tired of fighting. Right. Basically. And then she has this relationship that she's scared to make public because of social media. And if you haven't noticed, basically the superheroes are super conservative Christians. Uh, and they're mostly on that side, or either they don't say anything about it. Like they don't. They're presenting themselves as gods on earth. Talking about God gave them this power, and most of them don't know that they were just given a serum when they were babies, just tests.
True.
So it's pretty.
Which is kind of smart marketing wise, because isn't like Christianity like one of like the top religions or so? So it's
Oh
like
yeah.
it's good to segue into that, and then you get like more numbers and stuff and sponsorship. So
I,
good way marketing wise.
I think like can't remember exactly the numbers, but I feel like Christianity in all its forms is the most followed religion. I'm pretty sure in the world, like in our own world. So I'm not surprised that they would have them be markers, sort of, for Christianity.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they might start getting political here, and you know Hollywood always leans a little to the left, and you see that. I can get over it, but I do know some people that have some issues with this, and it's not that big a deal to me because it's fiction. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. But it does push the line in a lot of areas. That's one thing I probably do respect about this show, I would say.
Yeah, and like it toes that line very well for like the type of material that's presented in this. And yeah, I think, but then there's like that whole thing of like, what with the religions, do they actually believe in like superheroes, or is that like something else? Like, because yeah, it's like
Well, yeah, I mean they equate them to Jesus figures and whatnot, and it's what anyone would do in that situation. You use power, period. It's mass marketing scheme, just like Fandom said, and it makes it really touching and gets you almost emotional. I could say if you're leaning to the right and you're a Christian, you might not necessarily feel comfortable with this, but it is what it is. We've seen the big TV preachers. People have been corrupt. Everybody's corrupt in every area. You know, it happens. It doesn't mean that all of Christianity is bad. Um,
I was laughing as a Catholic watching this, especially the whole scene with Starlight when she's talking to the group of kids and like, "Oh, did you have sex?" And she was like, "Oh, well, your first time." Then you see the priest was like looking at her and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm still a virgin." I'm like,
it's
amazing, amazing.
pretty
yeah,
perfect.
And
That's
then it
pretty
was
good.
like her and Huey sitting in the church too and having their like conversation. Like New York has like really good churches, so I see why that they would have like implement Christianity into the show. But at the same time, it's like with religion of any sort, you don't want to like dump the religion like in the storyline too much. But yeah, you got to keep them wholesome. Like, gotta keep all the superheroes wholesome. That's why with Deep he got in trouble, and he couldn't even say his apology properly.
And the
Like,
deep probably ain't one of the worst ones. And Steve York, hey, that I would take that as a compliment, even though you got a laughing emoji. Has this just turned into the Joe Rogan experience? I can only dream that one day I can bring y'all with me to the top. I doubt it'll ever happen. But hey, I'll still be here talking shit to the end of time. Why not? I got a mic. I got a voice as long as there's breath in me. You'll hear me talking. Love me, hate me. I don't care. Whatever. Have a good one. uh, does anybody want to get into Homelander's mommy issues? And what is up? It kind of tripped me out that they had his whole childhood faked. All these fake pictures, fake trophies. And you can see where this man's pain and psychosis comes from, right? He is just having to pretend he has a family and never had one the whole time. Go ahead.
It seems like they pretty much did that to a lot of characters though. Like I think when remember A Train was talking about like his like backstory and stuff, and then they said, "Oh, let's just change that up." So again, like I was saying earlier with the marketing, it kind of like makes sense. But even then, it's like we even learned like he was actually just taken from his family. So it's like, well, we have to just make something up, and they pretty much made one that pretty much like worked like with media, and hell, it did. Eventually, at this point, you had to make sure like all that freaking like backstory and stuff lines up. So they pretty much were paying people just pretend to be his friends, or even like playing the little league. So you have to like pay like a set of freaking boys, not boys now, but like men. Like, oh yeah, you were pretty much playing with freaking Homelander and thing. Like, it's just crazy.
yeah, and
You know, if Homelander played baseball, he would have killed someone
Exactly.
with a
Remember, he
ball.
just casually just threw a freaking baseball, and she says, "Oh, someone in Detroit's gonna die or something." I was like, "Wait a minute, is she joking or is she being honest?"
we're gonna get knocked out by this baseball. I yeah.
Tubbs said the Pope says it's okay now. You're killing me. You're killing me, Tubbs. Catherine had a, yeah.
I think
Oh, goodness gracious.
oh,
Go ahead, Tasa. Sorry.
with Homelander and his like that whole like I kind of expected someone was gonna have like like mommy issues potentially, and the easiest target for that is Homelander, because of like his personality and such. Um, I'm just like it's just weird that they would like have this whole relationship that's like because at one point I thought that like she had like he had gotten maybe her pregnant at one point, and like because I know she had like a young kid or like a kid at one point, so I was like maybe that's also Homelander's child. I was just thinking all
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Is that Homelander's baby? And I gotta get this right. Hermione. I've said that wrong so many times. What is up, Hermione? No one corrected me. Everybody's an asshole. There was a big booger hanging out of my nose, and no one said anything but Hermione. What's up?
You pronounced it wrong before or something?
I called her Hermione.
Oh my gosh.
and you were on here when I did it.
Did I? Was I?
Yes. Everybody just let me keep calling her that.
I didn't even like it phased me or something.
Yeah, I look like an idiot. But it's okay. I look like an idiot for a living, so it's no problem.
And yeah, I too thought that was actually Homelander's kid. And way how you keep on like staring at her or something. And I was like, wait a minute. Even like every time when she's like holding the baby or so, you keep on getting angry. At one point I was like, okay, are they trying to hint that that's actually his kid or something or whatever? But no, it was like the whole mommy issues thing where he just wasn't raised by his own parents. So just seeing, Madeline still well with her kid, her pretty much taking the kid to like doctor's appointments and such. Which now to think about it, wasn't like an actual quote unquote doctor's appointment. She probably was feeding her kid freaking Compound V. Like it's
But
ridiculous.
yeah, the moment play it, and then that was like that whole sex scene that they had between like the two of them after that like dinner or ball, whatever. Like that was just awkward. It's like you really want me to cringe extra hard. Just put that like scene together. Like that was like extra cringe. Cause like we had that whole scene, I think the episode or two before with Deep and the girl being like, take off your pants or take off your shirt or whatever it was. And him like just being like, stop touching me. So it's like that's just
Yeah,
oh,
she had this crazy control, and it's yet to be seen because they could pull this mother thing. Cause Kaci C, I was thinking the same damn thing. I thought it, is is that Homelander's real mom? Is that why he's drawn to her leaking bosoms? You know what I mean? Cause he had this weird fascination with her breastfeeding, and he
Kind of
was
reminded me
jealous
of
of that
American
baby.
Horror Story, where that too, that killer dude, like he was like always got like prostitutes that were like mothers. It was the same situation there. It would literally remind me of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
none of you guys saw it. None of you guys saw
No,
American
they.
Horror Story.
I'm
no,
sorry,
but
I got into deep thought. Don't you yell at me.
no, but yeah, it it makes sense though that like people, but then that kind of then it's like then when Maeve and Starlight have like father issues, that's why they're like attracted, I guess maybe to strong people or strong people or the people that like well for Starlight anyways it's like Huey, so what she imagined maybe her dad to be like because of how he left early on in her life, whatever. So
Yeah, I mean, he
yeah,
left because he couldn't handle that. I mean, his baby sparkled. The mother of your child decides, and I think they decided together, and he just couldn't handle it. That's the impression I got. But that is a
That's what
tough
it kind of
thing.
hints at it. Like he just didn't. Well, according to Star, he's like, oh, he didn't want to like continue to grow with the lie. But I don't know. He
Hmm.
probably had like some issues with superheroes or something. Now, that's my guess. They could explore in season 2, where he probably had like a run in with a superhero, and he's like, wait a minute, that's pretty much going to be like my daughter in like X amount of years potentially, maybe. So he just like left.
Well, hopefully she doesn't turn into a Sydney Barrett and Braavosi Broadcast. I don't know if I'll read that comment on air, but that's pretty funny. uh, Screw it.
I
I mean,
say no. I'm okay with my cow milk. Thank you very much.
moo. You like cow titties, fandom.
well, but yeah, the like you to really freak BBM out, you'd have to say what Aaron wrote and then in Baelish voice. There you go.
Bah, every man. I can't. I'm out of practice on the Baelish, but I'll get back there. Hello, fandom.
You better not start this, man.
All right, so Fandom D saying doesn't hang up. We'll move on to the next topic. Hey, y'all throw some stuff out you want to talk about. If you got any favorite moments, any questions, we'll talk about some season 2 predictions in just a second. But we still have plenty of things to talk about here. What's gonna happen to the baby? What's gonna
Which
happen to this baby?
baby? Madeline.
Yeah,
It was. Oh, that's dead.
did he kill it?
I doubt Homelander saved both freaking Billy and that baby. Get out of here.
Well, they should have
That
showed
baby's
him kill the
gone.
baby. I'm just
Uh,
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm so dark and assholish. But I think the baby will come back up. Um, Mainly because there has to be a baby. Other than Homelander's child. There's been too many
What do you mean?
instances
There's a
of them
baby on
using
the
babies.
way. Like Starlight's pregnant.
Look, it's going to have to be like a 3 men and a baby situation. And you're talking about Starlight being pregnant?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, like you saw on the final episode. She's like she runs to the bathroom and throws up, and she did
Oh,
not too long ago had sex with freaking
see, that's
Huey.
that
She's
slipped
pregnant.
that slipped me right there. Good catch, man. Good
Yeah,
catch.
I think.
But that's not the baby I'm talking about. I think they're just gonna get stuck with this 3 men and a baby
They
situation.
couldn't have the dog there as freaking Billy's freaking partner. You can't have a freaking baby.
Yes, you
Bulldog.
can. Tom Selleck, Steve Guttenberg, 3 men and a baby. Go check out the movie. It's fantastic. They go on a raucous adventure while changing diapers and doing all kinds of fun stuff. That's what we're gonna see. No, come on now. Them dudes trying to take care of a baby would be the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. At least one episode of them trying to figure out what the hell to do with that baby. I don't
That baby
think
dead.
that Billy Butcher's gonna forget about it. He doesn't seem like that type of person. Somebody's gonna find that
Getting
baby.
ready to kill that baby too after freaking Homelander
No.
killed Madeline.
And
He's
it
like,
could be
"F
just a
that
normal
skunk."
baby, man.
Didn't he have
Nah.
didn't she have like an actual husband or something? Because then how would she have that baby unless she like adopted it or something?
It could
So
be
that-
this test tube baby, like I think Kaci or Sauntevia was talking about earlier, like a test tube baby. And I don't know if that baby's right at the age that we saw the one that Billy Butcher used to
Maybe.
just fuck people up, basically.
Oh, no, those are two different babies though.
No, there's
'cause
two
when
different
that
babies,
scene happened-
same age. I mean, so it's ready for the compound V, is what I mean.
Oh,
So
that's what you mean. Okay.
It's at an age where it can actually start to get it. Do
Maybe
they
it'll
make
be-
their own little baby superhuman?
Maybe it'll be like Harry Potter, take revenge of Homelander, because it's like Homelander's like Voldemort, almost. Like it's like Harry Potter, the little baby, or whatever. It's like I kill you, like when it's like a teenager, just like goes and finds Homelander, kills him.
It's too
It's
much
like-
information, Dornish Dan.
Revenge of the small baby. Yeah.
Y'all see that? Phantom D Saint's proven to be Illuminati. Look, he just put the eyeball up there.
Exactly.
Alright, so we haven't talked about. I feel like we're missing a character.
Did we talk about Mother's Milk?
Well, yes, we need to talk about Mother's Milk and what the
I
hell is
was
up with
dying
that
when I
name.
heard that name. I was like, you gotta be joking if your mother's name you Mother's Milk. And if so, I gotta know the history on that.
We
Like, what
gotta figure
possessed her
that
to
out.
name that? Or maybe the father named him. No, he said like his mom named him that. I was like, what? Then you learn later his name was like Malcolm. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And he pretty much was trying to like pretty much hide his identity just in case of what happened with Grace may just end up happening to like his wife and his daughter that we like learn. Because even like the boys didn't even know he had a kid. He pretty much was just keeping that life a secret.
Yeah, don't like. There's a lot of stuff we may not know about him. As is what we're getting, right? If that's the one thing, he's keeping that from him, what else is it keeping? Because he has been very defensive, especially when Frenchie is concerned, and it seems like Frenchie hasn't did much but make maybe a couple bad decisions. Because once he makes this one decision with the female to kind of try to go after her, Mother's Milk is like, see, this is why I left before. And I'm like, you did? That's not that bad of a situation. I mean, it's a fucked up situation, but it's not like he's doing anything evil. You know what I mean? He's just not doing what you're
But
saying.
it makes sense like why he left though, because of what Trevor did, it got Grace's two grandkids like killed. So that's
Yeah.
a good excuse to like, leave.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't have an excuse, but the example he used in that situation was weak for me, and I feel like there's something we don't know is what I mean, more than what we've heard so far, because it seems like Frenchie's contentious in the same way, and maybe has a little guilt because he's not necessarily arguing with him about, it seems like it goes both ways, right? But Frenchie was pretty badass. I love how he just would not give up on the female. He sees an innocent person, sees the good in her, and maybe he's just a creep and wants to raise a girlfriend. I have no idea, but from what he did in this season, I thought it was pretty good. Mother's Milk could beat his ass in the fight, though. I feel like that's gonna happen at some point. Definitely bound to happen. The foreshadowing is strong with that one. What do y'all think? Anything else on those two, Frenchie or Mother's Milk? What you think about that?
Well, when it comes to Frenchie, I won't be surprised if they ship him and the female Kimiko at this point. That or they'll just become like, friends, whatever. But kind of hinted that way. But the what you were bringing up with Mother's Milk and Frenchie, I can still see them like go at it next season still at this point. Like they might even come up with like another plan and he's just still gonna just go on his like own thing and still like mess it up in some shape or form.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Probably may involve like Compound V or something where they're supposed to like hide it or something, and he just ends up like taking it. He might become pissed.
Tubbs wants to know how he went the whole damn season without knowing that Mother's Milk was his name. Bear Island Josh, Tad Dawson, what's up and welcome to the chat. I know you've been there for a second.
They mentioned it like only like one time though. His name that was like his wife mentions it. Now the first time we see the wife, I was like, oh, so that's his actual freaking name. But they still call him like like everyone else still calls him like freaking Mother's Milk though.
Yeah, he
It's
didn't
possible
have
that
anyone.
Trevor and Billy knows, or at least Grace, since I'm guessing she was one who was recruiting people. I think it's possible like she knows, at least.
So what if he's the father of Madeline's baby and Mother's Milk's the clue?
Stop.
I'm just throwing some tinfoil. no,
Mhm.
no, I seriously doubt that would ever happen. But still, I think there's going to be a funny story behind that, and also that name is going to play out and affect the main story. Like something's going to come of his backstory from how he got that name. He's going to use that, in my opinion, later on in the series. I know it's not that big of a stretch. Just watch some TV, you'll figure it out. But they tried to go over the tropes. What did y'all think about the ending? And then we'll talk about season 2 because we're getting up on an hour. I don't know. No, we got about an hour and a half. So, what did y'all think of the ending? They changed it in the graphic novels. I'm pretty sure Billy Butcher's wife is dead or not alive, and I don't know about the child situation in the graphic novel, so but they did change it up a little bit. Some people thought it was too predictable. What y'all think?
Yeah, when you go back on the whole conversation he had with Homelander had with that doctor, the retired doctor from the lab, it's like it kind of like pretty much spells it out for you that she's possibly alive. With the whole like I should have like separated you from your mother, so it's all that situation where it's like maybe she is alive. And what was another thing that you said? Oh, I didn't know that they switched it from the comics because even the way how you said it, like she's either dead or just not living. I'm like, what? Is there a difference there?
Yeah, I don't
But
know if she's still just missing, but I think she's just dead in the comics. I can't say for sure. That's why I'm waffling.
okay,
Sorry.
even like the first three like issues, like I haven't gone that far. And then how the comic was, I'm like, I don't know if this is for me. But I don't know. I could always like 'cause I want to continue to read it, but at the same time, I just want to be surprised by the show. But it's like certain stuff you look at, it's like they kind of like do like a lot of drastic changes though. But that's
Mhm.
just from the first three issues alone. Because like the dog isn't there, like the female, like Kimiko, she's there from like the beginning, and it's they don't find her like the same way. What else? I think that's about. Oh yeah, and the way how like Huey's like Robin dies is like different. I believe. I think A Train like smashed a villain into her or something. I think. I don't think he like ran right through her the way how they did it in the comic or so.
Mm.
But it's like there are some like drastic changes, but they still like do like the same message. Then what happened to freaking Starlight? Like they changed like the heroes.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like the deep. It was like three others.
Hmm.
So it was ridiculous. But
Hmm.
I don't know if I'll go back down there. But yeah, it kind of was like a when we like rewatch certain scenes. It's like wow, it kind of was predictable. At least I knew the kid was gonna be alive, but I didn't know like her she was
Yeah.
still gonna be alive. That was like an intense scene where you had like Homelander come in and then talking that freaking three-way conversation, and then she finally admits that Madeline admits that yeah she's like afraid of Homelander, which she should be because like in the first episode I thought that she ordered Homelander to like shoot down the plane, and then episode
Mm-hmm.
2 it's like no he did it on his own accord. And then when the whole like terrorist thing was going on, I'm like, wait a minute, did Madeline like give Compound V the terrorist, and it kind of hinted like she did with the guy who played Billy Bobby Singer was in this last episode.
Yes.
And then we had the scene where it's like Homelander
Jim
and
Bieber.
Madeline again, and then he was like, "That was me. I did it." And I was like, "What?" Like, oh my gosh, like Homelander, like, oh my gosh. It's like this is the guy who you really should be fearing. Everyone should be fearing this guy. He's possibly like one of like the strongest superheroes that we have seen so far, and it's possibly is the strongest on Earth. Unless now we have the kid. So it's like, okay, is Homelander going to influence the kid to be just like him? Or will the kid see that his father is freaking evil and he got to like kill his father? And then we see his like kid probably has the same abilities as Homelander. Or the only thing we've seen so far is just like the freaking laser vision, but that's about it so far. So it's like, to what extent and how much abilities does they pretty much have the same of?
Ooh, so I can get into this because Barry Allen Josh has a great question. I think I have an answer. I'm okay at science, but don't take everything I say. I could be slightly off, but when you take drugs, when you have any experience in your life, your DNA actually changes. So this is how you carry your experience. This is how people can get mannerisms. This is why you have a feeling of, if you're afraid of spiders, one of your ancestors had a really bad experience with a poisonous spider. If you're afraid of snakes, if you're afraid of heights, someone fell in a great height as your ancestor. It's getting really crazy because the memory, DNA holds memory as well. And with this compound V, it's definitely affecting and changing their DNA. So that's how they would be able to basically pass off their strands of DNA through the sexual process. Now, whether that makes this baby weaker or stronger, and like BBM was saying, or Fandom D was saying, we don't know what his powers are going to be, but it is a factor, and I would say that's how it's possible. It's just like someone who has a mutation. Green eyes are a mutation, so you can pass on those green eyes. They may be a recessive trait. I think they're I can't remember how that goes, but your child may or may not have green eyes. It's just like a luck of the draw type thing. Which sperm wins, basically, what that DNA is in there. So it's possible. That's why it's considered almost like a miracle. What plans they have for this baby and what Homelander's going to do to play ball, because I feel like he wants to play ball with the corporate elites. He wants to be at the tippy top and helping run this whole situation. So, and Bubba Husky, what's up, asshole?
I think in regards to whatever the Homelander's kid is concerned, is that it may be one of those weird things of he is like a hybrid almost of like superhero and mortal almost, because everybody else has gotten their powers through some sort of like injections. I don't know about deep though, but like most of them have seemingly got their powers through like injections and trials and like their shock therapies and stuff like that. So maybe it's like the sacred one, the superhero that was promised. I don't know, instead of the prince that was promised.
That's a good point, Mackenzie, because we keep on hearing that like as babies they've been like injected with the compound V. I don't think they even mention like a baby born from a superhero and a human, just two superheroes. So that's a good point there.
And then the next generation is Starlight's and Huey's baby, and then so on and so forth. But yeah, I don't know. Like, that's the weird thing with genetics, and like for people that we don't like know that exist. Almost, it's like, how does that work?
Barry Allen Josh says, half super, he could fly, but only below 4,000 feet, and only one eye has a laser. They call him Cyclops, and then they'd get like into some marketing trouble with some trademarks. Well, that's copyrighted, like sir.
Yeah, it's like half superhero, so it's like a half soup.
A one-eyed Willie, that'd be the name of the superhero, right? Oh no, that's copyrighted too. from the Goonies. So
Yeah.
they'd have to find something else. The
But
one-eyed
it is
gopher.
like people in the chat probably have good ideas.
I
But
mean, the
like,
stretchy. I can't remember the stretchy guy's name, but he's.
oh,
Oh yeah,
that's
the guy. I forgot his name too.
Oh my
I
god!
did like
How?
double ganger, the one that just like shape shifts, kind
Yeah.
of like a mystique. I was like,
Oh.
wait a second,
Oh, so
that was
gross,
so
man.
messed up.
yeah. Ooh. That's funny.
Can I say this? So
Mhm.
remember the club, the superhero club, like as a black market scene or whatever. How about the superhero that could shrink literally muff diving? Literally,
Yeah,
like
that was
that
freaking
killed me.
Ant-Man right there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he just went into the he went into the particle
I'm like,
realm.
where the hell is he going? And I'm like, okay, all right, understand there.
That's just gross, man. It's just gross. Anyways, uh, so season 2. Are you excited about it? Are you excited about this show? I know streaming, you can't follow it as much, but go ahead.
When whatchamacallit, the guy who plays Gus in Breaking Bad, I'm happy. I hope he's in the who's like he was playing Edgar in The Boys. And I hope we get more of him in season 2. I love that actor. And now with, Madeline Steelwell is gone and she was supposed to like take over for him eventually, but now that she's dead, hopefully we get to see like more of him as like the new face now since like she's pretty much gone.
Yeah, the one that was
Yeah,
supposed to retire.
Hmm.
So yeah, I
that'd
think
be awesome. Okay, so this is what I really want to talk about. I know I mentioned this earlier, but we have a new character being introduced. We also have this. Let me see if I can find it on here. We have a movie within a movie that's gonna be put out that has Seth Rogen in it.
Oh
In
yeah,
this,
the what is it? The VCU, the VOD Cinematic Universe.
that is
I was like,
it.
what?
Yes, they're going all out with this. When I tell you, if you want the teeny bop superhero saturation, if you're kind of tired of that, watch The Boys. It's very refreshing in that regard, for sure. Like if you don't want to see your regular superhero where you can actually predict every damn thing that's gonna happen. Okay, let's say you got to take a bathroom break. If you don't bother to pause it, there's your answer right there.
Mhm.
Basically, it's like, nah, I can figure out what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So, yes, yeah. Bubba Husky, I know you love Billy Zane. You wish he would have lived in Titanic. He did live. What? Anyways, Billy Zane, he's a good-looking man. The Bubba Husky, I'll hook him up. I'll hook you up, Bubba. Right? Ezekiel, that's it. I don't know why I forgot that. That's the
Well,
name of
yeah,
one
it
of my
should be like the
favorite jujitsu
name
jokes.
of like, is he like one of the prophets or something? Prophet Ezekiel. Like that should have been like the reminder.
I think so.
I think
Yeah,
it was too easy for us to remember.
Yeah.
I think it is though. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, the
Um,
actual show within a show or the movie within a show is called Dawn of the Seven. So I don't know if it'd be like some kind of backstory on how the Seven was made. Go ahead.
did they ever like do anything with those like home like Hallmark version clips of like them all the seven just like playing with people playing like um like a train running with the
Oh
crippled
yeah,
people and did they ever do
Translucent was
Who was
just an
supposed
empty
to make
swing.
it?
just
Was he
like
even on there though? They just like pushed the swing.
No, I know they just pushed the swing because he dead. He gone.
Oh my gosh. Eventually they have to like tell people about it. It's like he's gonna be gone for that long. And then he's like, well, something had to have happened. And then like Huey was kind of like, like getting feeling sorry for him because he found out that he has a kid. Like,
and then yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean a family aspect. I mean
I wonder if
that's
the
what.
kid has abilities. That's my question.
well,
Mm,
yeah, that brings in maybe that's like season three's kind of thing. It's like all the kids just like suddenly just like rise up um, of the superheroes. Um, I
think
think
if they. Oh, go ahead.
I wonder though, like if when slash if Starlight gives birth, will she kill the doctor if it's like because all the electricity or whatever, and it's like She when she stares at people sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie. I predict something bad happening, miscarriage, her dying before the baby, because you have to go
That's what
through. I
Game of
guess
Thrones has done with you guys. Like everyone's dying during childbirth.
not during childbirth. I'm talking about she just gets killed, because I feel like we already got a child, right? Unless you're saying that these two, well, never mind, it just hit me. This is how it'll play out if it does. If she has a baby, you're going to have Homelander's kid basically growing up opposite of Starlight's kid, right? And then, the big twist would be if Starlight's kid ends up evil and Homelander's kid ends up good, maybe. But I do see them playing off that. You got the two kids being raised in different settings, I guess, maybe, type situation. But I could also see her having this. I don't know if she would die, though, after them already killing Huey's girlfriend. They're going to kill her twice. Kill two of his girlfriends. So I guess they'd almost have to go the route, I'm saying, with the dualistic type raising of the babies on opposite sides, I guess. How many seasons did they say they were going to do? I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it either, really.
I wonder if it's just wide open.
I can see if I can find that information.
This has 72 issues so far, The Boys. I don't know what story arc they're going to be trying to do. I don't even know if it's multiple story arcs.
Well, they
I
seem
think
to
they
be
could
getting
just end with the death. It seems like it may just end up if they're going to plan on killing Homeland, I guess that's the last thing they could possibly do, is just try to kill Homelander as their last objective.
Yeah, he seems like almost a too obvious of a bad guy that someone else is going to come up to fill his place at some point, right? Would you think something of that nature happens? Or do you think that's a good question. Do you think Homeland
Well,
is
like you
just gonna
said,
be a
we
consistent
said
villain?
earlier, there's going to be X amount of freaking superpowered terrorists, so.
Yeah, true. Because you're going to find someone who wants to do evil for evil's sake and not just trying to
Which
have
we
this.
didn't really have that much superpowered villains
Yeah.
in this show. It was just pretty much, the heroes defeating regular criminals and such, and it's that was one thing that was wait a minute. So it was no, even a mention or a cameo of oh, we fought this evil supervillain or anything. It's okay. So there's all these superpowered individuals, all of them so far have been quote unquote good, and then going through VOD or just either doing pornography or some type of movie thing, because they had what was it? Oh, is it something Claw, whatever?
Pop Claw.
There we go, Pop Claw.
That was a movie within a movie. But yeah, Tubbs, season 2, they're already close to wrapping up filming with that, actually. They're really deep into filming. You can go on Instagram and old Carl Urban's Instagram. He's got photos of him all bloodied up and the crew bloodied up, so it's pretty cool. In season 2, they're going to introduce this new character, and I don't know if one of y'all want to look up. I guess Stormfront's a bad guy. This is going to be a neo-Nazi character, going to your point. Right, gonna be played right now by what's her name? Aya Cash. I don't know who that is, but if you want to look it up, let me know. And it's gonna be the made-for-TV. In the comic books, like I said, it's a dude. He's a Nazi super soldier. Here, she's a superhero. I don't know exactly. You can assume she'd be a Storm-like character. They might go kind of that route when you first meet Storm in the comic books, when she's with Apocalypse, when she's kind of bad. I feel like that's just gonna be an all bad character, but I'm trying to compare her to something y'all would know. And I think from what we're reading here, they're gonna play off this far right movement, maybe even these shootings. Is what it's looking like to me, because they even admitted that every superhero is a reflection of society right now, and every super abled person is a reflection of society, and they're seemingly going this route with that.
Yeah. There's a couple, I think, new. Yeah, it's they're introducing more of the superhero parodies, such as Payback. Teen Kicks and Young Americans could help Vaught's dwindling roster of superheroes. Payback?
Yeah,
And
I
then
think we'll
and
have like Stormfront probably leading a bunch of neo-Nazi ralliers or something next season. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. It's gonna be something like that.
and it says
Leader
that
of the militia.
there's a subplot where Compound V can resurrect dead superheroes.
No, what? That's gonna be interesting.
So maybe you get Translucent back. That's maybe
No,
how.
because he's like in pieces. How are they gonna resurrect that guy?
Just need enough DNA maybe, and they can clone. I would say
Maybe.
Well,
clone
that could
maybe.
be. Yeah, they could clone him. That's if they have that technology.
Yeah. Well, if you can make people shoot lasers out of their eyes,
Exactly about to say that with this show.
or
You probably could.
use electricity with starlight, or super speed, you can probably mold somebody into another person.
Honestly, they should give it to freaking A-Train and like try to resurrect his girlfriend at this point. She's still intact.
You know what? Popclaw got her a good. I'm gonna just say it, a popgasm. Uh, you know,
That's why you don't eat the booty, man.
you don't go anywhere between her legs. Honestly, what you gonna do? You better be a superhero. You gonna hit that, cause she gonna crush you, son. And it's this drug induced. She can't really control herself, right? You got this V. She's can't pay rent. I mean, it's interesting. You're a superhero or a soup. She could just rob places. She's not an evil person. She could rob somewhere. She could.
Probably didn't get her royalty checks in yet or something. Like she was,
Yeah.
even though she was like a superhero, then she went. I think she went to like freaking the porn industry or whatever that was, and it probably wasn't. She's not that much popular anymore. It seems like, unless like your show or whatever you're doing like still running or you're a superhero, you're not really gonna get that much paid or anything. It's like the whatchamacallit, the Sixth Sense character. Like he was once a hero, and then first he was like that kid superhero. Not kid superhero, the kid star
The
in that show.
mesmerizer. That's it. Had
There
that
we go,
corny
yeah.
ass TV show.
And then I think he became a hero, and then something happened on like Wall Street, whatever, and then they just like pretty much exposed him. And apologize for like freaking the car sirens and stuff.
It's New York.
Chrissy. Hey,
Maybe it's Homelander coming to.
Sasa or
Don't.
my mods, when y'all get it, Homelander coming. When y'all get a chance, throw my top 5 crazy moments
Yes,
for the boys
yes.
from the Fandom 3. Yeah, y'all definitely like that. Go check out our page. We'll be coming back with some more longer podcasts. Me and Justin had some stuff going on behind the scenes, but it's not over. That's why. And Sasa will be posting a solo stream very soon. I might invite some people onto the cast without telling Justin, make him happy and mad, but we'll be putting some stuff out, and I'm gonna be getting some shit cranked out on there, so y'all don't worry. The Fandom 3 will be back and rolling. Johnny B lazy is gone. I'm gonna be working really hard again now, and y'all be tired of seeing my face and all that stuff. But Chrissy, I don't know if I said, hey, I think I did, but Chrissy, what is good? So, I guess, screw it. Let's give ratings. Let's, and, just your final thoughts. It's going to be a nice little Toyga stream. I'll let Fandom D go first because he has the prettiest forehead.
I would probably give this either an 8 or a 9, honestly. Like this was a pretty good season. Freaking love the actors playing the characters. I freaking hate Homelander. Freaking in a good way though. It's like love-hate relationship with a freaking Homelander. I cannot stand the Deep, even though freaking Johnny loves freaking the Deep. Like what he did to freaking Starlight was ridiculous. Granted, he did have some like crazy and hilarious moments though. But at the end of the day, like after he got moved to Ohio, like I was like, why are we still focusing on the Deep for? Like you can really just like not watch his scenes and you'll still be okay and not miss anything really out from the
The
plot.
Deep's going to
So
be
even
one of the boys.
if he go hell, okay, but if season 2 happens and I'm not intrigued by his freaking plot, he can just die and I wouldn't care. Actually, I'll probably applaud him. Like finally, he got rid of his freaking character. It's enough is enough. But yeah, I don't know. But this being his first season, just 8 episodes, don't add an extra 2 episodes or something like that because you just drag it out with the whole freaking pacing and all this other stuff issues. Just keep it at 8. It was good the way how it is. Keep it up. Even like some of the music choices, even like how they freaking like kill Translucent, and then they literally just transition to freaking Cherry Bomb, and I think the name of the episode was Cherry Bomb. So I did like how they actually did that. What else? Like it was pretty good. Of course, coming back, or even like some remnants of like Kick Ass there. Justin. But yeah, 9 out of 10. It was that good of a freaking series. Highly recommend this if you have not watched it. And if you read the comics, be warned, it's even more crazier in the freaking comics, man. You have a freaking dog having freaking sex with another freaking dog. I'm like, what is this? But yeah, 9 out of 10. Mackenzie next with the rating.
Don't sound so sure about her name. Mackenzie.
For for me with this show, yes, it's one of those. It would be weird if it was like episodic, where it came out every week or something like that. So it's really good how they put them together, kind of, and how they work like that way. Because it would be very hard to kind of break it down, even though we try to do that sometimes, break them down. But yeah, I'd kind of give this 9. I'm kind of delving into kind of superhero sort of things. Haven't really, it wasn't really something I got into when I was like younger. So like now I'm trying to get into all the different, try and get every single one and try to see what I like and stuff. So I really enjoyed it. Yes, there was some of parts of this show where they deal with tough issues, but they do with it well. And yeah, I think 9 out of 10 is a good ranking. And it's just weird watching the actor who plays Deep, because I think he was he was like someone on Gossip Girl. So I'm like, hey,
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
so like all of a sudden you get gills, like from that time to now you've gotten gills. It's like just makes me like laugh sometimes. But yeah, it's a good show.
His nickname's Gilly. But
I'd recommend it. But yeah, it was good, and can't wait to figure out what they're doing next, because the fact that they have already been greenlit and are ready pretty much for next summer is kind of crazy.
yeah, it's fantastic. Did you give it a rating?
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry. I broke up a little
like
bit.
9 out of 10. I don't know. Non-super, horrible superheroes or something like that. Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, Bubba Husky. Sorry. 9 out of 10. Bubba
Horrible.
Husky, if you haven't listened to the Fandom 3 cast, that moment is number 2 on my crazy deaths. Love with a porpoise. I know a dolphin isn't a porpoise technically. We can get into a debate about that, but
That was a messed up scene. How it just went through the freaking window, and I'm like, okay, maybe it can live. And then the freaking truck came. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! Like, what was more intense, like that freaking scene or freaking the airplane? It was like the same freaking episode. And then how they transitioned to near the end with the whole freaking like parallel to 9/11 Bush speech. Like they freaking nailed it. A freaking nail in the coffin with that.
yeah, they really did. That's a good point. Yeah, like I said, it was refreshing. I go on a nice little rant about it a little bit all throughout this and on the little podcast. I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10. I'd have to agree with most everyone. Tubbs gives it an 8.5 out of 10. Chrissy gives it a 9 out of 10. And I don't see what everybody else gave it, but I don't. Yeah, give y'all's rankings if you want in the chat. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Uranus explosions. That's mine there. So the Naked Gun. Yeah, this is like the Naked Gun meets a snuff film. But I really appreciate everyone coming out. Would y'all like to tell everyone where we can find you at really quick? And then I gotta get my Patreons a big shout out. Whisper time. Plus,
Okay, since Mackenzie didn't unmute. So you can find me at Fandom D saying YouTube channel. I do like several reactions to several shows like The Boys. Well, at least the first 5 are up. like 7, no, 6, 7, and 8, it's like blocked until they decide to unblock it. I don't feel like re-editing it or anything lately for a while until possibly in September I'll get back into like the groove of it when Titans returns. Which Titans is a good it's an okay show. I hated how it ended, but overall it was okay. That one's like TVMA. They also had like freaking bloods and gore and shit on that show, but not to the extent of The Boys. But yeah. So other than that, yep, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Thank you for inviting me. Talk to about the boys, Johnny B. Nice talking to you, Mackenzie, about it, as well as the people in the live chat.
Yeah, next time I won't let you fall asleep during the middle of the chat, and go back and look about the 1 hour and 10 mark. Fandom D is falling asleep while talking. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'll try to
Now that Johnny started the fandom falls asleep during live streams. Not bird flu. There you go. Like you got rid of the bird flu, and now it's getting that you're falling asleep.
Fandom D snoring. So, so Kyle, where can they find you at? I done got to where I'm cracking up here.
For me, you can find me on my channel, where tomorrow around 2 o'clock we're going to be doing the first round of Derriere debates, which is also the best butts stream. So it's going to be, I think, me, Johnny, AK, Clarissa, and I think somebody else. I'm not too exactly sure, but we're going to be talking about who has the best butt. We're going to do a couple rounds because I know some people can't make it that day. So we're going to do a couple rounds, and then we'll figure out at the end who has the best butt from the males and the females. And I already know Johnny is one he's going to be advocating for, and I think you're all going to love that one.
You could probably guess who one of mine is for sure. But I'll just leave them with that tease. Come check us out tomorrow on episode, because it's going to be really, really fun. We're going to do like a round robin bracket debate. In the chat, it's going to be able to actually help decide who wins. So yeah, you're gonna not want to miss out. The ass that was promised is coming tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll never tell Braavosi Broadcast.
And we're going, and yeah, so we're doing that. And then on Wednesday we have episode 7 of Stranger Things. So we're almost finished with that. So we'll have to pick a new show to kind of cover. I'll make a poll or something like that. And yeah, you can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on Patreon. So yeah, that's me. That's all she wrote. And thank you, Johnny, for having me on. And it's always nice to talk about shows with you and with fandom. So yeah, thank you for having me on, and thank you everybody in the chat for joining us and welcoming Johnny back to the YouTube space.
That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. I'm going to give y'all some stuff. I'll let you know what's going on. I'm going to do all 3 seasons of The Expanse. I'm going to do a top 5. I'm going to do some top 5 things. I'm also coming out with some quickies, reading. I can't remember what the second book of the Duncan Egg series is right now, but I'm working on the second installment of Sir Duncan the Tall. Woo Assassins, Tubbs. I don't know. That's just if you want to watch people fighting and with no context or story whatsoever, go for it. It's just like a kung fu movie with lip dub. It might as well be lip dub because there is no substance to that damn show. But hey, it does have some cool choreographed fight scenes. But I'll be doing like top 5s and stuff. It's not necessarily going to be like top 5 moments. I'll try to make it crazy. I'm going to bring my script writing, try to bring out the little more crazy. You can get a taste of that if you listen to the boys podcast that I did. That's kind of the direction I'm going to go for. A little more of a creative writing style, because apparently I'm better at that than the other stuff. Other than that, you'll just see me here. Not this week, but the next week we'll be doing Expanse Season 3. Had to give Justin a week, and we'll be preparing on that. But like I said, you'll see some of that. And then next week, we got something good. My Patreon's decided. We're going to see what's going to happen in the Winds of Winter and how the ending of Game of Thrones affects Germ's writing. So that's going to be interesting to talk about. I'll see who we can get on here for that. So look for maybe even 2 streams next week. So, slowly start playing some music. I gotta say thank you to my patrons, Amy True, Anime Lover Nicole, Bobbi Catalano, Katrin Cronin, Catherine Harding, Clarissa Thompson, Dark Mother, Dornish Dan, John St. Baptiste, Kaci C, Katrin C from my point of view, Nancy T, Susan D, and Sauntevia Major. Much love, you guys. I have had a blast. The redneck internet actually worked today, so thank God. So thank you all so much, and we will see you on the next one. Let's start dancing, y'all.